And welcome in, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Notes from the Edge, where we have the conversations we should be having, but we aren't. And we talk about the things we really need to be talking about. And it may not seem like sleep is something we need to be talking about, but we don't have enough talk about how important sleep really is for us. So today's guest has spent nearly 20 years understanding high performers, not only as a CPA working in high pressure corporate environments, but now as somebody helping leaders restore the psychology that success often quietly destroys. This is a conversation I think every entrepreneur, executive, healthcare consultant, parent, caregiver, and recovering perfectionist really needs to hear. So let's step into our conversation. Today, we're joined by Zia Wu, founder of Zen Sonics and a sleep and physiology strategist who helps high performing professionals restore nervous system safety, improve sleep, and recover from chronic stress that so often hides behind outward success. Before beginning this work, she spent nearly 2 decades as a CPA, giving her a front row seat to the invisible cost of performing under pressure. Her approach blends modern sleep science, nervous system regulation, trauma-informed breathwork, circadian biology, and restorative Eastern practices into a practical framework designed for people who are outwardly successful, but maybe silently really exhausted. Since 2023, she's helped hundreds of professionals move beyond burnout, not just by sleeping better, but by helping their bodies feel good enough to recover. Zia, welcome to Notes from the Edge. How are you today?
Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for having me. Really
Yeah,
happy to be here.
it's exciting to have
Yeah,
you here. Thank you so much. Well, Zia, the first thing we start on is your origin story. How did you go from CPA to sleep and physiology strategist and create Zen Sonics?
yeah. Thank you for asking me that question. That's really remind me how long this journey can be. It's not something happened all of a sudden overnight. It's just a gradual process. I didn't think about anything else. I'm just thinking, okay, this is the skill I can survive in this world. I can stay in this accounting industry field happy and satisfied because the income steady is relatively good income for me to survive in overseas. Because to me, there's not many families here. So the skill is so important. And I was experiencing those high performance symptoms, like really pushing hard. I studied CPA exam, prepare for different kind of reporting, meet deadlines, and also there's a period of time it's really stressful. Is I studied CPA at the same time also full-time work plus I trading in US market at night. In Australia and Australian time zone and US time zone is opposite. So I sit up to midnight to do this high risk trading, and it's really stressful and it's not a good timing. It's a global financial crisis. And I just cannot really tolerate those stresses. I feel that mentally and physically, I just cannot sustain. So I decided to make a change. That's the first time I feel like, no, I cannot push too hard. I need to rest well. So then I changed the job, which is much, I cannot say easier, but it's quieter. It's not in the commercial world, but it's still stressful at some time, but it's better. And start from that time, I start to explore meditation, mindfulness, and really know, okay, I lost myself for so long. This is the first time I really feel this is such peaceful space for us to explore inside our body, in our mind. And this period lasts for another 10 years something, and it's really peaceful. But still, I have my own struggles. I still really working out without moving. I often forgot to drink water, and also try to eat my lunch in front of my computer and still checking emails. Yeah, I still have that habit. You can see if I change the work, and I did less things, but I still have that habit to keep doing one more thing. So, but it's still a relatively peaceful time until COVID. There's a really challenging workplace, I can say, police conflict happened, and really triggered me to realize internally myself still not mature enough. I can handle better, but I only doing things is all outward, but internal world is still oh, are you back
Yeah.
online?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
I cannot hide myself to, yeah, I have to face this issue. I cannot just really behave like 6-year-old in front of angry parents and don't know what to speak. I have to just keep nodding my head. No, I can't. I need to know how to set boundary properly and speak up properly, to build bridge, to deliver my message in the proper way. Yeah, and from that point of time, on the other hand, I feel really hurtful. So I feel depressed. And then I think that's the time I start to feel I don't want to go to work, but I still show up. So emotionally, I really down, but work-wise, I still show up, still deliver. It's kind of a difficult time for me. I went to counseling, I went to therapy, I learned different modalities of healing, and then explore psychology world. And gradually I realized, okay, this is something so interesting. I want to do this the rest of my life. It is about deeper level of life, not just, yeah. And then I get to know different people, coaches, healers, and their journey is so inspiring. That made me realize life is full of possibilities. It's unlimited. So I just feel like years I was living in such a limited world. It looks peaceful, but now I want to make a change. I want to see who I can be without those existing titles, existing social status. I want to see a new version of myself, and already found something I'm passionate for the rest of my life. Why can't I just take the leap and then try something brand new and see how my life can turn out to be? I want to see. So excited. So last year I decided to work on this field full time. Yeah, and talking about sleep is something I found is really helpful, powerful, because lots of people, like, we all know how to sleep, right? We all need sleep. One third of a lifetime in sleep, and that's very helpful for the second, like the rest of the lifetime, or the 2/3 of a lifetime. And also breathing is another thing. Everyone knows breathe, but we don't know how to utilize that to help us to live better, to deal with the challenges. So I think sleep and breath is the two things I feel so powerful, but often got overlooked by lots of people. And I'm so into this. And I learned trauma-informed breath work, and I got strengthen my inner core and then get more confident. And I think the work I've had done, that's really helped me to build up my confidence, and then got clear that what I really want to pursue in my life. And sleep is another thing. After I finished those insomnia coaching course, I got certificate, and talking to the community of students and the coaches, I realized it is so important. I don't really have chronic insomnia, but I did have sometimes the sleep deprivation patterns, or I couldn't have a good night's sleep. I have fractured sleep and dream a lot and wake up midnight sometimes. So I realize it's about our mindset lots of time. It's not about hygiene. Hygiene definitely an important factor, but mindset, and underneath there's a limited belief also hold us back to two powerful tools are actually the inner healers inside our body. They are treasures, and lots of people ignore them. So I want to remind people. I hope I can help people to look at those two powerful tools and utilize them, leverage them to be a better, to achieve better, to have sustainable success in their life.
I love that. I love that. And isn't it so nice to take the leap into something that we're so passionate about? So let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about sleep? What do you think we're getting wrong when it comes to the way we think about sleep?
Yeah, sleep is passive. We all know sleep, we need sleep, but lots of people think, this is not, like, often get ignored, because the misconception here is I can push sleep to the least prioritized thing, the least important thing on my priority list. So that's a misconception. They think sleep is actually wasting time sometimes. They can shorten sleep and then extend their work hours or extend the time to doing more things that they're interested to do. Yeah, that's a misconception. Actually, when we have protected sleep hours, like 7 to 9 at least, looks like we are losing time for the things we are doing that we are passionate to do, but actually we have far more better efficiency, and we can achieve much more if we have good night's sleep. So that's something I want to remind people. Sleep is very important. If we cannot sleep, that will have negative impact on our health. For example, we'll lose the clarity, we'll make wrong decisions sometimes, and then brain fog. It's so often lots of people have brain fog in the morning, and then emotionally we are probably cannot feel that joyful. So I want to ask people, when was the last time you feel so joyful when you wake up? When was the last time you feel when you wake up, you just want to dance, want to jump, want to sing a song? I believe lots of people nowadays, they just feel, I don't want to wake up. I want to sleep more.
Mm-hmm.
It's so difficult to get up, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It just feels so heavy in their head. Yeah. Dragging them out of the bed and have to, get prepared to go to work to face the new day. But if we have a good night's sleep, it will feel so different. You just want to get up, dance, and sing a song, and run, and smile, and talk to people, express yourself better, build the bridge to communicate better. It's so different mentally and physically as well.
That's a lot. Yeah. Better mental health, better clarity, better choices, better judgment, better relationships, because you're not going to be cranky because you got good sleep. So yeah, it's a lot. What have you found most of your clients or
Yeah, and
some of
also
your
talking about
clients.
burnout.
What's that? Oh,
Yeah,
burnout. Yes.
no,
Yes.
keep going.
Yes. What have you found that your clients have found most surprising about getting not just automatic sleep? Because that's what we're talking about. Everybody can just sleep automatically, but when you have a sleep routine, when you are not on your screen right before bed, when you don't have a TV in the bedroom, all of these things, what has surprised your clients the most?
Yeah, I think the most thing surprise them is I can do this. I can protect my sleep time, and then I can do this transition. And how surprised by doing this, I really feel how relaxed I can achieve. Like before this, they don't know what's the real relaxation feel like. Lots of them already forgot how to relax. But if they really follow those checklists, we'll have some strategies to wave into their lifestyle to protect their bedtime, to set some transition time to downshift their nervous system. Once they follow the rules, treat that seriously, they really feel the difference.
I love that.
They feel
how
connecting the biology. Yeah.
How does it prevent burnout? How does getting good sleep, quality sleep, intentional sleep prevent burnout?
Yeah, talking about burnout, it's a process as well. It's a gradual process, and it's often start from small stress and accumulated for a long time, the chronic stress, and until the last minute they cannot handle anymore. And during this process, people will feel the immune system gets weaker. They're easily to get small illness, like coughing, catch colds often. And at the same time, the biggest signal is they cannot sleep well. So during the day, they're so busy at work, they just keep pushing, keep delivering things, meet deadlines, be responsible, show up as the best of themselves, and forget to recovery, just ignore this rest break time. They just keep doing things, find one more thing to do, one more thing to improve, right? And then their nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, hypervigilant mode state. So at nighttime, they just cannot downshift, cannot really make their parallel nervous system activated. They cannot feel relaxed. Even though they feel tired, but they still feel tired. And why that feeling is so often. Often at nighttime they feel tired, but they cannot sleep because their mind's still working so hard and still processing what happened in the day and what hasn't been done, what need to be done, and then replay those conversations, the challenging scenarios, ruminating those conversations or conflicts or something like they haven't finished. So that is extra burden for them, and also cognitive load accumulated for a long time. So if they can sleep well, then that means they shut down. Their nervous system no longer on that alert mode. But if they cannot sleep well because their nervous system constantly on the alert mode, and even though they're so tired, maybe some of them can fall asleep very quickly in 5 minutes, but doesn't mean they have restorative sleep is because too tired. They just kind of crashed. However, they cannot have a good deep sleep, and they only can have light sleep and often fractured sleep. They often wake up during the midnight and still replaying those things in their mind and take long time to fall back asleep at midnight. That's so often. And if that pattern happened for long term, they will feel so tired. They just cannot cope well. They have to heavily rely on coffee, or some alcohol sometimes to help them to sleep. But alcohol is another thing. It just not help them to have a good rest. It's actually numb their nervous system to lose consciousness. So it's not a good way. We can talk that later. I mean, it's all about nervous system, how active it is at nighttime. If we have a way to make it feel safe to not shut down, downshift to the baseline, then we will feel safe and feel relaxed, and the sleep will come easily. It's not something you force yourself to fall in sleep. The more you try to force, maybe you will feel the more you'll become anxious because it's not something you can force. Yeah, it's just something that when you feel relaxed and safe, it will just come naturally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you have good night's sleep,
will
then
help, right?
Your brain clean up this waste accumulate in your brain. So during the day, when you wake up, you'll feel fresh. So that's the process. When you have this condition for our body to rest and restore and do cleanups, our body is so busy at nighttime. They're not sleeping. They're actually doing far more things than the daytime. It's just running in the background. We don't know. Its body is so intelligent. They have its own rhythm. It's lots of cleanup work doing while we sleep.
It really is. It really is. Well, Zia, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they find you? Where would they find you?
Thank you. I have my LinkedIn account. I hope I can connect with people who like to understand my service on LinkedIn, because that's my main field, to help people understand what I'm doing and share my insight and share my clients' cases there. Yeah, so LinkedIn, you can find my account under searching Xiawu, Xiawu. That's my name. Xiawu Sleep Strategist.
And what we'll do, we'll put all that info on everywhere it goes, every podcast platform. Let me ask you one question we always close out with, and then we'll be at the top of our 25 minutes. What is one thing you performed in order to survive? And what happened in your life when you let that go?
Sorry, actually at the beginning, the line wasn't steady. I think I missed some part. Can you please repeat again?
I absolutely can. What is one thing in your life that you performed, like a mask or an identity or a role that you were doing just to survive, and you realized it and you let it go? And how did your life improve once you did that?
Thank you for that. I think that's a really great question. It's a turning point for me as well. So in the past, I always try to be a people pleaser. That's seeking validation. Yeah, I feel that's my worthy. I need to do lots of things to keep people happy, and that's make me feel safe, feel valuable. Yeah, keep proving myself. I didn't realize that model, that pattern. I didn't realize that until I explore the psychology world.
And how did your life
So
change when you
I
realized
gradually,
it?
it's not, yeah, it's just gradual thing. It's not because there can be a word I read from a book or listen from the audiobook or when like podcast conversation, but it won't click at the first time. I was doubt. I think I doubted. But when I hear that more and start to practice more, I think that's really grow in my body. It's like a planting the seed at the beginning, and then gradually it just grow. It breaks
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a process. Yeah. So
And it
it's
always will
repetition.
be.
Yeah.
Yes, it's practice, daily practice. Even
Yeah. Yeah.
sleep
And
becomes
yeah.
practice,
And
right?
yeah.
Yeah, even sleep
Yeah.
becomes
Yeah. Definitely.
practice,
Yeah.
right?
Um, yeah. Practice how to downshift your nervous system. Yeah. That's a way to learn because we've been taught to really focus on doing. There's so many things
Mhm.
for us to guide us how to do things, right? How to achieve things, how to chase success. There's a rewarding system in there. So this is
Mhm.
most of our world. We just focus on this side. Thinking about the seesaw, right? So lots of things sitting on one end of doing, it's heavy, so it's tilted in this way, and it's much less things focus on how to recover, how to relax, how to come back to our inner center to relax. And if we focus on heavily here, then that will always there. But we want a balanced life. We want it in the level, right? Same level, both sides. And so we need to now really focus to strategically manage our rest without sacrifice our performance or our health.
Mhm.
Yeah. So need some process in there and need steps, know how to do. Lots of people don't know how to relax. They feel so unfamiliar. They feel how to do. They feel wasting their time or feel guilty because they're not familiar with this side. And then often when they stop, they will have to meet themselves. Lots of people don't know how to meet themselves twice.
Mm.
Lots of things to work with.
Yeah. It can be scary. The thought of meeting yourself can be scary, but once you do it, it's the most amazing thing. And it's you turn around and you go, "Whoa, that wasn't that hard." So, yeah, guys, if you want to prevent burnout, reach out to Zia and come up with a plan for your very, very, very good sleep habits. Well, Zia, thank you so much for coming on Notes from the Edge. It's been a pleasure to have you here, my friends. This is where we talk about the things we aren't talking about, but we need to. And for you high performers out there that are
Thank you, Lisa.
pushing, you're welcome. You're welcome. For your high performers out there that are pushing, remember that having a wind down process, and if you don't, reach out to Zia. She can come up with a blueprint for you to work with and help prevent that burnout, because you want to find people to support you before the crash, because after the crash, it's a whole lot harder to do. Well, Zia, thank you so much. And to our guests and our listeners, welcome to the Edge.